This week on the Group Chat podcast, Casey is sidelined with a broken pelvis, so the crew goes remote for the first time, and things only get more chaotic from there. Casey, Damien, and Tommy dive into a packed show, breaking down the latest in professional boxing, WWE, the World Cup, and the Swift wedding. The show ends with a game of buy, sell, and trade on the topic of 4th of July foods. Lock in, FN. This is the Group Chat podcast.
Boot up, let it in. Pull up a chair, we're back again. New takes, new jokes, fresh on the feed. Every hot topic you'll ever need. Hold that thought, don't log off now. Fast little spot will show you how. The Group Chat Podcast. The Group Chat Podcast. Hit play, stay fast. The Group Chat Podcast.
The Group Chat Podcast.
And good evening to everyone on this Sunday, or maybe even will be Monday by the time you guys get it. It is the Group Chat Podcast. We are trying some different stuff today. We are recording remote because I'm hurt and we got some stuff going on.
And I'm lazy.
Yeah, exactly. So we got some different things that we'll be covering over the next, I don't know, you know how this goes. If I throw a time out there, we'll exceed it by an hour. The next however long, we'll be talking about different things. We plan to talk some soccer. We plan to talk some NBA. We plan to talk some WWE. Plan to talk some boxing. And who knows what else is going to come up in between now and then. Hope everybody is enjoying themselves wherever and however they are listening and enjoying this content. And, man, look, happy 4th of July to everybody. Happy belated 4th of July to you, Mr. St. Pierre. How we doing today, sir?
Doing pretty good. I had a very, very laid back 4th of July, which was different for me. Went to the grandparents' house, had some food. My dad cooked. I spent some time with him, my grandparents. All good. Kids had a blast and came home and did not do very much. What about you? I know you're not very mobile right now.
No, man, I'm a pocket passer right now. I'm not able to do a whole lot right now. We stayed out and laid up, and but that's okay. We're resting. We're doing things that we're supposed to be doing. This is the first time in my life that I've ever been injured, so I'm not coping with it all that well. But I'm getting better and better as the day goes on, and looking forward to being back at them in the next 6 to 8 weeks, as they say.
That's got to take a mental toll as well. Can't do the stuff that you're normally used to doing, and I know you never stop. So yeah, I get that.
Well, I mean, being the physical specimen that I am, yeah. I mean, no more mountain climbing, and yeah, no more
I
fighting
wasn't
cowboys
going
on Grand
there.
Isle.
I wasn't going there. Casey. I was just giving you the benefit of the doubt. You don't sit in your room all day.
Yeah, no, we'll be all right. We'll make some things work, and look, it better now than in August and in September for sure. So we'll be getting some R&R during July and August, and we'll be climbing them stairs whenever football season comes, no doubt about it.
Man, let's kick off. We got a couple new tools on the program that we use and talk about karma coming back to bite folks in the rear end. When was that fight? That was in May? March? Somewhere in that time?
It was a little bit now. Yeah, it's been a little bit.
So Zane Marks, our buddy, and Garrett Payton had what we're going to call a disqualification. It hasn't been officially changed, but that's what we're going to call it now. To a alleged blow behind the head. Well, a couple weeks ago, Mr. Garrett Payton jumped in the ring again against a big-time prospect. I believe it was an Olympian with the last name of Edwards, first name of Joe, and we're going to play the last 19 seconds of this fight, and you're going to see proof that karma is an absolute bitch.
With him, too?
Nah, I never hung out with him.
Oh, check goes to Lion. Didn't seem like there was much behind it, but don't tell Gary Payton that.
6, 7. It was a right 45-degree type punch, an uppercut. Landed nicely. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, and I'll tell you.
So if you saw that, Mr. Payton took a blow in the back of the head, and nobody batted an eye. And they just counted him out and said, "You're done. You're done."
Yeah, man. That was actually, happy birthday to me. That was on my birthday, June the 20th. Joshua Edwards knocks him out. Fight was in Oceanside, California. Edwards is now 7-0. Our guy Payton drops to 7-3. We think one of those wins might be a no contest at some point, but for now, 7-3. And yeah, man, let's talk about it. You mentioned karma is a 5-letter B word, man. My guy is whining and complaining, saying, "Oh my God, I got hit in the back of the head," when he probably didn't against Zayn. Now he gets knocked out with a right hand to the back of the head, and everybody just says, "Play on."
Yeah, it's crazy the two commissions, how different they are. One has an inept referee that just decided to make something up to get his boy to win, and then you go fight a golden boy fighter, and it's a little bit different when you actually get hit behind the head. But look, kind of joking because it's rightful. But Joshua Edwards, signed by Golden Boy, he won a gold medal at the 2023 Pan Am Games. Like, this guy is no slouch. He was an Olympian in 2024, so going out there and not looking like a world champion against a guy like that is, I mean, it's kind of par for the course.
Tell you what, dude, one of the things that I was doing last night, and I didn't even know that this was a thing until I turned on the TV last night, is, it's like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and I'm looking for something to do to kind of, wind down in the day. And I see there's boxing on TNT, like, let's roll. And they did a really good job selling the main event. Hey, it's Albert Bell who's going to be fighting, Abdullah Mason. And they explained, Bell had not lost a fight and he hasn't lost a round in, I think, his last 20 fights or something like that. I mean, just been destroying everybody. Mason is the youngest current world champion. He's just 22 years old. And I was looking on FanDuel and I saw that Mason was a pretty stiff favorite. And I was thinking to myself, like, come on, man, like, the odds feel pretty off compared to how they're billing up the fight. Well, it started out and Bell was kicking his ass, man. I mean, he was keeping him away. He was doing a good job creating or keeping distance. He was working the body well. And then I think the announcers did a really good job of explaining, hey, the dude hadn't fought in like 10 months or something like that. And then the layoff just kind of wore him down. And Mason came to life.
That wasn't even the whole thing. Did you get that part about he took the fight 10 days ago? He was the third opponent. Yeah. The top-ranked matchmaker said that nobody wanted to fight this guy, and that's why he was kind of laid up. Whatever happened to the gentleman that was originally in there, he was the third opponent on 10 days' notice. And to have to go off what you're saying, to have a performance like he did was amazing.
Yeah, he fought really well. And then I look in the later rounds, Mason started taking it to him pretty good. He started getting inside, started working the body. With benefit of hindsight, we do know that Mason was actually winning on the scorecards, but there was some question about that on the live broadcast. Mason gets him to the ground twice in the 12th round. And the last one, man, I'll say it was chicken shit, man. Bell did not appear to be like knocked out. It didn't even look to be a flush shot. It almost was kind of like a slip. And the referee just comes in and says, all right, it's over. We're done, without even counting. And you are way more vested in this world than I am. But if you were in the corner of Albert Bell, you got to be going crazy, man. Like, you're 2 minutes away from seeing this to completion. At least let him go out on his own, like, fruition here, man. Like, there's no way that should have been a stoppage. He didn't look that hurt.
If you are a official, and obviously to get a fight like that, you have to be experienced and not just giving that to somebody that just came off the street. You got to know that guy was in the fight. It wasn't this brutal 12-round beatdown. You got to give him the benefit of doubt. Two things. A, give him the count to get up. Give him the opportunity to get up. If he wants to quit on his knee, that's on him. And then you're not taking the flack for it. Give him the count. Let him get up. Got to just let him go, man. He wasn't that hurt. And look, credit to Bell. Talk about being a absolute sportsman, like A+. I know these two guys were buddies and sparring partners before coming in, but when the bell rings, it's a little bit different. You're trying to take the guy's head off. He didn't complain about it, and he gave Abdullah his props. Talk about just a crossroads fight, and one guy going up and the other guy being 33 years old, and the other guy, Bell, pronouns, pal. He made it work, and he had a really good game plan. He stuck with it until Abdullah Mason decided that he was going to win the fight because he's 22 years old and he wanted everybody to go to that after party.
So let's talk about it. Abdullah Mason is 22 years old, as Damien said. He is a world champion. He is now 21-0, 18 wins coming via knockout. The last two of his 22 wins have been some impressive wins. He got a win over Bell yesterday, and the opponent before that was 17-0. He's building a nice resume for himself. What do you know about the Mason family? And what I mean by that is, obviously we saw the dad was in the corner, but there were two other brothers on the undercard last night. I'm not even going to try to pronounce these names. They both won 4-round fights. Are the brothers prospects, or is Abdullah head and shoulders above the rest? How good can Abdullah be? Like, I'm going to just throw a bunch of questions at you to see what sticks. What should we be looking at with a now 22-year-old world champion who gets a big win in front of his hometown crowd?
To say that I knew the family before would be a little bit of a stretch. I knew the dad was performing for the cameras every time he got an opportunity. That was a little embarrassing, but normally the father-son combination, now look, I'm not saying it doesn't work, but a lot of times in boxing, when you get to that top level, which Mason is at currently, it doesn't always work because there's just different points of decision making, and at the end of the day, you're talking to your dad. One time, I think the dad said, "Well, what did you say? What did you say?" Like he was going to scold him in the corner. I'm making you a living. I'm your bread right now. With Mason Abdullah taking that fight and doing what he did last night, making himself a name, his brothers are going to ride those coattails, so you never know what could possibly happen. With that, if they have any sort of the same amount of talent that Abdullah has, I mean, they'll be credible. But you're looking at the and look, I'm gonna be like you. I'm not gonna pretend to pronounce these names. You got a 23-year-old brother, and then I don't think the other one's that much older. It's 20. So the dad had a boatload of fun in those 3 years of birthing those kids, or having the fun to create those kids. That's 3 years of kids. That's interesting. You could think they had some good fights in the living room.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Look, talk to me about that, because they were mentioning that during the fight when they were showing the father in the corner. They were talking about how, like, hey, dude, this is the third time tonight that he's been out there, because, he was in the corner for his other boys. You've had situations on shows where you've been out there multiple times. And then, look, I know that you're not taking punches, but how mentally tiring is that to be out there and you have to get your emotions up and down? And look, I ask you on the radio all the time, when you are the boys and girls basketball coach, how do you mentally reset? Same thing. Now, look, yesterday, a little different. All the Masons won. But let's say one of the brothers would have lost and you're thinking that it's a controversial decision, and then you got to come back. How do you get up and down so fast in those situations?
It's almost impossible to be that focused. If there was some kind of controversy and you pissed off and one of your sons lost his undefeated record, yeah, that's a great point. I don't know how I did that a couple years ago. I guess it's just when you're in the situation, you just make it happen and you do the best that you can. Put another layer in there. You're looking at that's his sons. Like, that's another total investment mentally. I would say coaching a basketball game is probably more mentally and physically taxing than it is on the boxing side, because you're literally getting in and out of the ring and there's working every 3 minutes, and the other time you're sitting out and yelling. I mean, hell, look, credit to the dad. He did a good job of raising some very, very talented sons, and we'll see where they go. But I think it's time, and the dad should probably be the one to have that conversation. Hey, look, let's get to that next level, and I'll stay on, but I'm not going to be that guy.
That's a great point, and that's that along the lines of the question that I was going to have is, you said that you believe it's time for Papa to step aside, and I agree with that. I think that it is time. Go and get a guy who's been doing this his whole life, who has had world champions, and let's try something else. If we want to get to that absolute upper echelon, who normally initiates that conversation? Is it fighter or is it trainer?
I've actually been involved in a little bit of that before, and that usually comes from the manager. The manager is kind of the quote unquote bad guy, and he thinks his guy needs a switch, and he starts that conversation, and then it has to be agreed upon by the fighter as well. We in the game of boxing, we've pissed some people off, and I say we've talked about me and my grandfather. Just telling folks we're gonna go in a different direction. It's a business, and you want to be the most successful that you possibly can, and sometimes just you go on with somebody else. I remember my grandfather having a conversation with a gentleman. He passed away, and he said, "We're gonna get a real trainer." And I was like, "Oh, I probably could have went with another conversation with that during that part in time."
And knowing your grandfather, he probably didn't even mean anything offensive by it. That's just the way it came out. So congratulations to that family yesterday. It was a good fight. It was really good presentation on TNT. They did a good job last night. Sometimes I'm not keen on the boxing commentary, so sometimes I think they're influenced by the crowd. Yesterday, even when I thought the hometown boy was losing, they were like letting you know, like, hey, man, I think this dude's losing. Now, maybe the judges were swayed because it looked like that Mason had a large lead, even though, we don't think that was the case. It turns out that the champion didn't need the stoppage. He would have won on a decision anyway.
The partnership that TNT had, which they said it last night, that was the first ever boxing that TNT's ever had on their network. Just off the top of my head, Sergio Mora, I believe. He's on there. You got Tim Bradley on the host stand. You got Bud Crawford on the host stand. I mean, some superstars. These guys do this week in, week out, so it wasn't their first rodeo, and they understood the importance of being on cable television and not just a streaming service like DAZN. Look, if you don't have DAZN, they do a bunch of free stuff every Friday, every Saturday. You could catch some type of combat sports. They do a really good job.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it. And look, while we're on the topic, I know you shared this earlier today. We have some boxing in the Baton Rouge area. 6 days from now at the L'Auberge Casino and Hotel, our buddy Matt McGovern and his crew will be having what is currently a 5-fight card. It's crazy how much the boxing simulator game has trained me, but I'm over here saying, well, you need one more to get pay-per-view, Matt. Eric Walker will be on the card against Andre Bird. Travis Scott will be on the card. So we got some pretty big names, man. Tell us what jumped out. I know we got a guy that's going to be making a long anticipated return after several years away. Like, give us a rundown of what we should be expecting to see.
I think that's the biggest thing that jumps off the page just initially is you got Eric Walker, who's babyface assassin. He was featured on season 4 of The Contender. I think he started out his career 15-0 and was one of the best prospects in the state of Louisiana. So he's coming off of a big layoff. You got Manjaro Hills, not to be confused with Manjaro, the weight loss drug, coming off of a big layoff as well. And then you got Travis Scott coming off a big layoff as well. You got John Williams from Baton Rouge coming off, I think, a 2 or 3, it might even be more than that, year layoff. He hadn't fought since 2019, so a 7-year layoff. At the minimum, almost everybody on this card hasn't fought in 3 years. Partially because nobody's done big fights and probably was able to pay him. Matt does a great job. He was at L'Auberge. He was at the Bell. He's done things all over the country, and he has a good relationship with the guys that come in and sell tickets, and he's got them all. So you could expect a packed crowd. And I don't think he skipped very much on the opponents. I don't know. The main event, you'll probably have Walker, but he's 43 years old. The opponent's 43 years old. So it's not like some young buck trying to get in there. But Travis Scott, he's probably got the most lively opponent in Sean Hamilton. He's 3-4, come off of a split decision loss in Texas a couple months ago against a 12-4 guy, Luis Hernandez. He's the game. He's young. He's 32 years old, so he's 13 years younger than Travis Scott. I think that's going to probably be the fight that needs to be circled on probably the most one to watch on there. But a ton of talent, just a ton of guys that haven't been in there and haven't done it. But you're talking about Walker, you're talking about Hill, you're talking about Travis Scott, John Williams. These guys were all top-notch amateur fighters, so they've been doing this their whole lives. And it's going to be interesting to see and interesting to see the results for sure.
Bath time is over. The counselor has joined the building. Tommy is here.
How you doing, Mr. Bado?
I'm all right. Coming back from a American birthday vacation, so
Where'd you go?
Bay St. Louis.
Nice.
That's a solid vacationing spot.
How was the weather, man? I know it was pretty rough this weekend.
It actually wasn't that bad at all. There was a little grain that was starting to pass on Friday. We were on the beach, missed us. And then yesterday, a couple dark clouds, but nothing crazy. Now today, I think shit kind of hit the fan everywhere. So
I know how you like them dark clouds.
I'm a dark cloud enthusiast, some might say.
Been waiting exactly 17 days to ask. Who am I suing for this injury?
I need to get more of the scoop to see who we're going to go after. We got to go whoever has the biggest pockets.
So, I mean, I could tell you this story. We're going to have to edit some of this to make the story fit whatever Tommy needs it to be. Yeah, I just got out of the car and pulled a muscle. I mean, do we sue the concrete company? The cement's too hard? Like, what do we do?
We could sue concrete company. We could sue the actual vehicle manufacturer. Maybe the height distance to the ground clearance wasn't good enough. Depending on who was yelling at you while you were getting out of the car, perhaps we could sue them. Were you going to work? Maybe the workplace conditions weren't suitable. I mean, there's a lot of things here.
Okay.
Soup du jour. Maybe you faked your little slip and fall out of your own car, and we could just sue somebody anyway.
I mean, I'm okay with all of those things. The biggest problem I'm having right now is I want to sue the people who made my crutches because walking with crutches hurts worse than the injury.
You broke your what?
Pelvis injury.
So you can't get a little scooter for that?
I mean, I could, but I mean, do I really want at 39 be going around in a scooter like Vince McMahon after DX kicks me?
Absolutely. Then you put yourself a little bumper sticker, maybe a little license plate, a little speaker on there.
Is it adequate to have a neck brace, even though I don't have any neck injury?
It'll give you publicity. I don't know if it's good or bad, but some people say there's no such thing as bad publicity. So
Is it adequate, 6 weeks after I'm fully healed to still be using the crutches, just waiting to drop them on the ground and hit somebody with them as a heel turn?
it depends. You could also have a wheelchair and your leg propped up with a blanket and just come out of left field a la Big Sexy. I was always a fan of that one.
Can we all agree that Kevin Nash is like the biggest disappointment in terms of what he was as a wrestler versus what he actually is as a human being? But he's an absolute cuck as a human being. Like, he was this cool character. When you go follow him on social media, like, he is constantly spewing some far left rainbow colored hair bullshit. It's unbelievable.
He's the Keith Olbermann equivalent to the
Yes.
wrestling world.
Yes.
He does interviews and he acts like he's Jushin Thunder Liger, that he had all these 5-star matches. He was awful. He was never good.
There's a Bob Holly account that just
Oh, bro.
rags on everybody and people can't tell if it's really him or not.
Let's talk. Is that really him?
I think it is.
Because, dude, look, I've went at that Bob, and look, he's never replied to me, but like, he's trolling the shit out of everybody, saying how good he was. It's like, dude, your first gimmick was that you were a race car driver and you had a mullet. Like, you were never very good, dude.
I thought that was great. Everybody sucks, this and that. But
Yes.
sometimes he makes some
So
very
he's
good points.
us.
Yeah, yes, just with a better platform, I guess. There's people like, there's no way any earthly person would be saying this. And I'm like, well, but
Yeah, I mean, he's been hitting the head with chairs a lot in his career.
that's why. Is it CTE? I don't know. So I'm anxious to see what comes out about that.
Let's talk about it while talking the conversation of wrestling boys. When do we schedule the parade? The reports are that Seamus is not going to have his WWE contract renewed. He is no longer going to be with the company. I made the joke in our actual group chat that they're going to just take his time and give it to 13 separate women's matches every week. But it looks like there's going to be no more Seamus, which means no more, oh, bro, I'm in a banger me. I'm physical in the ring me. 10 years overdue. I know I'm not a fan. I know Damien's not a fan. I don't know if Tommy's a fan or not. He's never really chimed in. But it
Probably
feels like Seamus is no more, fellas.
Tommy, you a fan? I was letting you go first.
I thought Damien was going to take off running with this one. Between him and Seamus and Rusev, I don't know who he hates more. I'm not a Seamus fan, though. I never was. I mean, I guess for a brief while him and Cesaro were together, I mean, that was kind of a cool gimmick. Whatever the hell well, obviously it wasn't because I can't remember what they called themselves. But
International something. They were like, oh, bro, I'm foreign.
Well,
They were the League of Nations. Wade Barrett was with them.
There you go. The only good person in there, Wade Barrett.
So maybe that's why. Yeah, I never was a fan of the stupidly high mohawk thing, and then he would always get hurt, get fat, get out of shape, and then come back all jacked up. I will say, conversely to Kevin Nash, seems like he's kind of a cool dude in real life. Like he was hanging out with McAfee when Notre Dame played over there a couple years ago, and they took over that pub. I don't know if Seamus owned it or he's the biggest Irish celebrity in the history of Ireland or America. He seemed like he was a pretty cool dude in real life. Not a fan of Seamus, the wrestler. Definitely not a fan of his body of work over the last year and a half. Wouldn't mind him coming back for a Royal Rumble just to, maybe get a pop.
To win.
I don't know
To win and then pin Lesnar.
But yeah, not a Seamus guy.
I'm going to say something positive. Being that he's leaving, I'm going to say something positive about him. I do appreciate the fact that he stuck to his gimmick. From reports that are out there that say he had to keep the white skin, right? Couldn't go in the sun, saying the dude would be in a hoodie and jogging pants in like 120-degree weather. So I appreciate that. But man, he got old so fast. When I first got back into wrestling, I think he might have been the champion. It's cool. We had the mohawk that Tommy didn't like, and for about 30 seconds, it was pretty cool, but it got old so fast. And it's good to see him transition out. But with the current product, the way it is right now, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because it is fucking terrible right now.
Well, Tommy touched on it, and that's my biggest fear. All right, my boy's going to sign a 1-year deal with AEW. He's going to just be on television here and there. He's going to come back, and he's going to fucking pin Roman at WrestleMania. And that's my fear. Is not, hey, look, yeah, bye-bye, he's going away. But he ain't going to stay away. And it's going to be the comeback that's got me concerned, because they're going to probably put him over the moon whenever he does come back 18 months from now. And he's going to be beating Obafemi in 6 seconds. It's going to be not great for anybody.
48 years old. Yeah, it's time to go. It's more than time to go. Have you seen his wife?
No, looker, pretty good.
Do a quick Google search on Isabella Revilla, Revilla.
Let's see.
He definitely outkicked his coverage.
Yeah, yeah, she did all right. She was a Filipino, according to Google.
Uh-oh. Okay, no, never mind. That's Thailand.
Might be a man.
That's Thailand. That's what I was going the same thing, but I was like, wait, no.
While on the topic of WWE, I don't think that we've had this conversation publicly. I know that we've been, discussing it privately. We have a new champ. Sami Zayn defeats all comers. He is now going to be, I don't know how long, but he's going to be the champion going forward. There's a lot of people saying Brock's going to take it off of him. There's going to be Brock against Obafemi for the title at SummerSlam. They got other people who have other ideas. What say you? Is this going to be long-term, short-term? What we're looking at for Mr. Zayn as the world champion?
The internet rumors right now are saying that he's not even on the SummerSlam posters or any of the promotional materials. So that is telling me that he's not going to make it to August as the champion. Fully expect Lesnar to just destroy him and take that title into SummerSlam against Obafemi in his hometown, in the Hell in a Cell for the World Championship. I think that would be the selling point. You're not going to sell Sami Zayn. And if you do, you're going to have a bigger undercard bout than you will the main event. And it's not what's best for business at this point.
Hopefully, he is going to be champion less time than Jey Uso, because at least for all the shortcomings Uso had in the ring, God, was he over with his whole just yeeting thing, which is, I think, the only reason they gave him a shot in the first place. And, you earned it, blah, blah, blah. But I think that's the only reason they put it on Sami Zayn. But I think he's a perfect transition guy. Was hoping that maybe somebody else, like a Logan Paul, would take it off of him. But Logan Paul is now fully entrenched in podcasting with his little bicep injury. So I don't understand Sami Zayn. I don't understand the appeal. I've never liked him. He's only relevant because of Kevin Owens. So I don't know if Kevin Owens will ever come back, but if he would, that would be a great storyline. He just comes in and fucking just pins Sami Zayn, takes over the title. That would make some waves.
I think this whole thing made sense just because you had to pin somebody, right? You had to pin Gunther or Cody Rhodes. I can't even tell you who got pinned, but you're not taking a one-on-one loss. Oh, bro, I didn't lose to Sami Zayn. I lost to this other guy, right? And then Sami Zayn losing to anybody is not going to hurt his credibility. He's lost to everybody in the roster. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. Let him have his glory and then take it from him in 3 weeks or whatever. Fast forward to Saturday Night Main Event. Is that the 18th or is that the 11th? I think it's the 18th. Is that the main event? The spell guy?
Danhausen?
Danhausen. I wasn't on. Now I'm on. I'm with it.
Cursed.
Tell you what, dude, they have done a tremendous job of picking and choosing his spots, because like he's over here talking about professional sports games and like, dude, if that goes bad, like for instance, he cursed the Cavaliers, and in game 1 against the Knicks, the Cavs are winning by 20 in the fourth quarter. Like everything goes to shit if the Knicks don't come back, but like everything has paid off for this guy in a big, big way. Now people think it's legit.
Yeah, because he's got on the national TV sports shows that, hey, let's talk about this guy. Look what he's doing. And for somebody to get on there and mention Danhausen, who nobody knew unless you were an AEW idiot 3 months ago, now you know who he is and what he does, and he's got his picture on Madison Square Garden, and it's pretty neat. They've done a really good job.
He and JD McDonough, huh?
McDonough's always been a good wrestler, though. He looks like a freaking Minecraft character, but I mean, he's pretty solid in the ring, I think. He takes some nasty bumps.
Main event, Danhausen against JD McDonough. Co-feature is the women's. Why did we have a women's tag team championship? Paige and Brie Bella.
Yeah, I would say, why are Paige and Brie Bella a team?
Fallon Henley, and Laney Reed. Sounds like an indie wrestling card in Homa. And there's no other bouts that have been announced.
And that's in the Garden?
That is in Madison Square Garden. That is terrible.
Tommy, speaking of Madison Square Garden, your boy was invited to the royal wedding this weekend.
Saw that. I guess he did so good on their podcast. They're like BFFs now. I do know they play in that pro-am. I don't know which one it is, but they routinely play in that pro-am and like shotgun beers. So maybe they've been boys for longer than I'm known. But when I saw that posted yesterday, I'm like, well, look at this.
Who are we talking about?
Baker,
Baker went to Swift and Kelsey.
VIP.
So, all right, let's talk about that. Adam Sandler was the official. Like, this whole thing was so random. Like you got on one hand, you got Taylor Swift, who's like this uppity pop star, and she's got all these zillions of fans. And then you got a dude who's like a keghead, like who just gets drunk all the time, and they get married. And the wedding guests were like a perfect blend of those two worlds, where you have dudes like Baker Mayfield and other NFL dudes who are just white dudes who like to drink beer in the off season. And then like celebrities who walk on gold all of their life. Like, that must have been an interesting place to hang out.
You're half red carpet, half garage beers. So
Right.
Travis Kelce's done a lifestyle 180 in the past 5 years. You go to what he used to be and what he is now. So did some of the homies from high school show up and, maybe cause a little ruckus? Did that upset the Hollywood elite? I don't know. I saw that like Matt Stafford was there. I saw Baker was there. Obviously I didn't go through the whole guest list, but I guess it would be kind of interesting to see like who made the cut out of just like star NFL players.
Have you studied the prenup? But some of it is leaked on social media.
I have not. Like I said, the only reason I know anything about all that was because Baker Mayfield posted a picture, said like, hey, I made the cut or whatever, him and his wife.
If you're to believe what Twitter says, and I don't know if this is right or not, Kelsey has to pay $20 million to Taylor Swift's estate if any public affair surfaces. $20 million per infraction.
Oh, for only him though? So it's a one-way
I think
prenup?
so. Yeah, I think it's one way. Yeah.
And only in
Like,
public.
I legitimately think that, yeah, that's what they're saying on social media. Yeah.
Well, I guess, he is going to profit off of her, but chances are he probably can't touch any of that money either. She's probably got him by the balls. Poor dude.
I would say.
I think he's going to be okay.
Well, who knows? Maybe he can't touch any of that. Maybe it's a
But he's got his own money. He gets to marry Taylor Swift.
I'm sure, I don't know how much you guys listen to the wrestling podcast, but I'm sure you guys have heard the famous story that Taylor Swift was like just fucking Jeff Jarrett's babysitter, like in the 2000s. He always tells that story, like, yeah, we needed a young girl in the neighborhood to come babysit the kids, and her name was Taylor, and then now she's the biggest celebrity in the world.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it is nuts. I wonder if Jeff Jarrett was on the list.
You just made the
list.
How long that's gonna last? 18 months? 2 years?
I'm gonna give it 3 years, and then he's gonna be more popular because he's gonna be the basis of one of her songs, as every other ex-boyfriend is.
How did you escape all of this, Damon? Your family got Swifties in it. Like, I feel like they would have almost made you go to New York to be outside of the Garden yesterday.
I don't know if we're still there. I think that has been a bit of a transition for my kids.
Okay.
I'm not hearing too much Taylor Swift right now, which
Okay.
is I'm not against it. Like I might be the biggest Swiftie in the house right now, but I'm not hearing too much.
I'm a hipster
We're in high
Swiftie.
school now. We're 8. It's a little bit different.
New York's socialists said that you got to have the AC on 78. Y'all think the AC in the Garden was 78 yesterday?
We're all doing our part. I did see that tweet for whatever reason.
Do you know how miserable life would be if the AC would stay on 78 in Southeast Louisiana?
I don't know. When's the last time my thermostat has been on 78 ever? Aside from the even in the wintertime.
My thermostat stays on 72, but it's so god awful sometimes. The temperature's freaking 78 upstairs.
So look, I think that's a good transition because I know we're gonna get into soccer, but have you guys seen some of the, I guess, reactions? I saw a German guy that came and watched the World Cup saying how he was very intimidated coming to the United States because of the way they're portrayed in the media and whatever, and he was literally crying because he had to go back home, saying how he's been welcomed. He went out to a bar. This guy took his entire bar tab. First off, brought him home, brought him to the hotel from the game, brought him to the bar, brought him back. And like, the dude was just like, I can't believe that this place is like this. And talk about that. And then the whole UK non-air conditioned house is like, I don't understand how these people deal with that.
France is like freaking out right now, undergoing a heat wave because it's like 80 something over there. But a lot of those old places and apartments don't have AC in there. And if they do, it reminds you of the AC that are basically when you go stay in a cabin somewhere, like located in front of your door, it's like the reverberates the air or whatever. It's not even a true air conditioner. It's like less than a window unit. So they're like freaking out.
Do they have AC in their car?
A lot of people don't even have cars in France.
Yeah, just walk around.
They just walk around
Just
and
go buy
ride
a
bikes.
car
and
so you
shit.
can have air conditioning and not die.
A lot of civil unrest over there. But my favorite thing was your boy, he was getting gifts from JJ. I think he was from Germany. And he came in, he was going all around the country. And then like JJ Watt hooked him up with like a private flight. They were giving him free tickets and all this shit. And like everybody thought he was a plant by the government. And like now he was getting so much hate. Like everybody loved him at first and they were following this dude's stories. Like he came to Louisiana, he was in the Saints facility. Then he went to like Buc-ee's. He was stopping at all these places.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like in the past week, people were like, this is bullshit. This guy's going to come from across the pond. American Airlines, when they cancel my flight, they don't hop on a private red eye the next morning so I can make my Dallas Cowboy, so they started hating on him. And now he just deleted his social media because people were trying to say like, oh, he's a plant because he's been to the United States before. And he was like, I've never said that I've never been to the U.S. before. And everybody was like, well, you sure as hell made it out to be like you were liking this and liking that. He's like, yeah, but I'd only been to like Vegas, New York. Like I never went to BFE Gaydon or wherever the fuck he was over here. And so like it was bad. He's like, I'm shutting down my,
They made him delete his page?
the guy's name was Freddie and he was from Germany. So not the crying guy, the Damien, because that dude, that was.
That's the Twitter guy. Was that guy even real?
Correct. He kept posting pictures all around the country. He'd put like emos on his face, but he was literally in the Saints locker room.
Right.
And then JJ Watt gave him a freaking penthouse in whatever, because JJ Watt's a big soccer dude. He owns like a second tier soccer team in Europe. And basically JJ Watt's like, hey dude, sorry about your flight getting canceled. Here you go. Chartered him a plane or something to make Germany's match. And then when that started happening, because the guy was like, oh, Delta just canceled our flight, but here comes somebody put a call into the CEO of Delta. And they're like, this dude is not even a United States citizen. When Delta cancels my flight, I got to wait 3 days or whatever. I get 600 bonus points. So everybody was like saying, oh, the government planted him to show like how good America is to foreign people, blah, 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 blah. And so now he's like totally MIA all over the internet.
Did y'all see what Uruguay's government did to their team?
I did not.
So they had like an exit plan of like, okay, when we're out of the tournament, we're going to go to the airport and we're going to charter back home. I don't think they made it to the bracket. I think they just lost in the group. So they're in the airport and everybody's like, hey man, boys, it was a good run. We did our nation proud, whatever. And then the guy at the airport was like, bro, y'all don't have a charter flight. Couple phone calls were made. The government was like, we ain't giving a charter flight to these bozos. So they all had to fly back home commercial, but the government canceled their charter flight back home.
I think my favorite story was, it was a TikTok. I don't know if it was a Chinese guy or whatever that race is. Went into a Mexican restaurant and was amazed at the fact that they gave him free chips and salsa. And went to order, he's like, I don't need anything else. I'm good. I just filled up on 6 baskets of chips. He's like, we don't have this. That was probably my favorite story coming out from all
I could relate to that, dude, because I'm that person sometimes. Like, I'm good, man. Like, I'll just eat. Yeah.
That and so Scotland was a good story up north, like in Buffalo and shit. It was Buffalo and Miami, I think, or whatever, New Jersey. That dudes dressed up like Braveheart, and they were just like buying out the bars. But conversely, places in New York were getting so pissed because none of these foreign people tip. So they were running up like bar tabs out the ass, running places out of beer, and none of the servers were making money because nobody tips in Europe. Germany and all that. Yeah, it's not common. So everything up there, they charge accordingly. Guess if you went to Outback, instead of your ribeye being $25, it would be $30, and you just don't tip.
And they actually pay their worker instead of them lying.
Exactly.
What a novel concept. I saw yesterday quick clips of foreigners that are coming in for the World Cup talking about what's their favorite place to eat. Apparently, Long John Silver's is a big thing, and Arby's. That's seemed to be the consensus of what they liked.
It's the 2 worst fast food places we got.
No, you close your mouth. Arby's is legit.
You like the meats, huh? Here we go.
I got the meats injured right now, unfortunately. Hey, let's talk about it. I'm watching today, Sunday Scroll, and I'm seeing some dude that looks like Brock Lesnar dominating Brazil, scoring goal after goal. No more Brazil. We got Norway moving on. They're rowing the boats. We got some dudes on the field having a lot of fun. We had some controversy too, though. Brazil was wanting to fight and stuff at the end of the match, and yeah, got a little testy. Talk about it, man. It was a fun match this afternoon.
Brazil's always like that. They're the Yankees. They're resting on their laurels. I would have maybe said the Knicks because they haven't been relevant, but here we go. They've been down. They have like one real superstar now, Vinny Jr., and he's not, a go-to scorer. Neymar's falling off. He's been injured many of the past years. I think he plays back home in Brazil now. He's not even at one of these premier Champions League clubs. So they really, they were supposed to maybe play younger guys and be resurgent, but they're good to watch. They're all flashy. They do all this crazy shit. They dance after they score, and that's all good and great, but their skill level's dropping off. And then on the other side, you have Norway, and this is Holland's first freaking World Cup. There were people who were mad that they expanded the tournament, and people were kind of saying, oh, they only did that to get him in because his team sucks. And here he is. He's scored freaking 2 goals in all but one game. I mean, he is the up-and-coming superstar in all of soccer. He's only 25. So, I mean, right now you got to put Mbappe and him as probably 1 and 2. He keeps winning, and so does France. That's the title game. That's who is shaping up to get there. They're going to play the winner of who's about to kick off right now, Mexico and England. And already the internet's been ablaze, if you will, saying that there is no way that they let England go into Mexico and beat Mexico in Mexico City. Which all of their games in Mexico have been in the same stadium, by the way. And Mexico has never lost, apparently, in the stadium in decades.
Yeah, they're playing in Azteca tonight, right?
Correct. And they never lose there. But it's also the first time Mexico's made it to the knockouts. So won a knockout, I'm sorry. So a lot of first, there's all these records getting broken and this and that, but probably going to be an asterisk, I guess, like with the whole pitching and batting error and stuff. Like, hey, well, y'all expanded the tournament. You can't really say it's all the same.
So we play again tomorrow against Belgium, we being the United States. And the big news really in the entire sports world is our striker. He was out. He was suspended with a red card, very controversial red card. But everybody, even like after the match, was like, well, why don't they just appeal? And FIFA was like, yeah, no, bro, you can't. We're good. Well, apparently, if you were to believe the sports reporting today, President Trump came out and made a phone call. And then all of a sudden, FIFA was like, oh, yeah, sure, we could suspend that red card. And what it means is basically he's going to still be awarded a red card. He's going to be on a probationary period where if he does anything else in the next year, he's going to be suspended. That doesn't mean anything to Belgium tomorrow. He is going to be eligible to play. And it feels like Uncle Donnie got on the phone, pulled a couple strings, and our guy is going to be back in action tomorrow when the Americans take on Belgium.
This is getting all the controversy, and I love Belgians, the Royal Belgian RBFA, Royal Belgian Football Association, and then their president came out and said, "Oh, I didn't realize July 5th was April Fool's," which I thought was a lovely, lovely soundbite. But all this crap, so the rule's there. It's not like FIFA just adopted and enacted a rule on like an emergency writ or order from the president. Like the rule is in the rule book. It's been used. B, your boy Balogun wasn't even awarded a card originally. And then they went to the instant replay, slowed it down, made it look egregious and blah, studs to the shin, blah, blah, blah. He's got to get a red card. What people are not realizing is this exact rule was just done right prior to the beginning of the World Cup that allowed Ronaldo to play in Portugal's first match. The same shit happened. He had a red card. It got whatever suspended, but it was still on his record. But he didn't have to serve his 1-game ban. So why wouldn't you apply the same rule to a more important game when everybody around the world it was a bullshit call? It should have never been happening. Props to Trump. If he really did do anything, I mean, what did he just wink, wink, nod, nod, use the same rule? Like to me, that's what the phone call should have said. Like, hey, I get it. But what happened with Ronaldo? Why is it different because he's Ronaldo? Hey, bro, y'all are here. This is our dude. This is a big game. Like it shouldn't have happened. So if that's what happened, great for him. But the rule's there for a reason, and it got used literally a couple months ago.
Every one of us here knows officials, and my concern now is that tomorrow the officials will feel like, all right, we got Belgium versus a team that showed us up. And I am concerned, and I guess it wouldn't be any different than any other match, because every goal we've scored in the tournament has been, called for offside. So My concern is that tomorrow we better take it to these guys, because I don't know how many 50-50s are going our way tomorrow based on what I know about those dudes. And guys and gals don't like to feel like they're shown up. And when you go above their head and get the president involved, and he's a very polarizing figure. I don't know what the FIFA governing body, I don't know if they lean right or left or whatever it may be, but I'm a little nervous tomorrow about us getting a friendly whistle, given how all of this reportedly went down.
I could see that. But then again, and this was probably sacrilegious to people, but if you were to rank the teams by terms of their pettiness and bitching, I think USA would be towards the bottom. Yes, we do flop because a lot of those guys on the USA team now play overseas, and you got to pay to play. Pulisic does it. I mean, you have to take dives. It's just the nature of the sport. Weston McKennie and Sergio Dest get a little hot-headed, but, I like that. But in terms of like the constant bitching and bigger, like look at Brazil. USA is not Brazil. Everybody's not going to have something to say after every call. I think Pochettino does a good job of, people have joked. He just sits there looking like a homeless guy on the sideline in his Dickies outfit. He does his thing. I could see where you'd be concerned. In my eyes, Belgium shouldn't even be there either. So maybe that remotivates them, but their comeback before the U.S. game was nuts. That team had them on the ropes. How they managed to pull that off, I don't know. But they got lucky on literally the last play of the game before it was going to extra time. Belgium has shit the bed the last couple of years. It was supposed to be their golden age last World Cup, and they got bounced. U.S. is in new territory. Belgium is kind of in, hey, we're lucky to be here. I don't know who's going to be more motivated, because they could both pull from this whole red card suspension and all that. But if you took the names off the jerseys and just looked at what they've done the past year or two, like, you would have to say U.S. is the better team. Now, Belgium's been in this spot before, and U.S. never has. Plus, it's like a home game. I don't know.
So let me ask you this. The one thing was, like, I'm a casual soccer fan, and a lot of people who are going to be listening to this are as well. One of the things I've been asking a lot of my soccer buddies is, relay this matchup to me in NFL or NBA terms. And in the last matchup, United States versus Bosnia, he was like, well, we're the Chiefs, and Bosnia is like the Chargers. The Chiefs are supposed to win, but the Chargers could, in theory, win. So tomorrow against Belgium, relay that in NFL terms. Who are we and who are they?
This World Cup, it's even. Now, if you're looking at it if you're looking at the style of play and what they've done this World Cup, it's like we're both in the NFC West. It's like 49ers versus Seahawks, or
Okay.
Something on that terms. Once again, Belgium is now old. Like Lukaku, yes, he is better than Balogun. Is he better right now? I don't know. But over the course of his career, yes. And then KDB used to be one of the best midfielders in the world. I don't think Tyler Adams or Weston McKennie will ever be as good as that dude was. But how they're playing now in their upper years, like, can we run past them? Will they be more tired than us? Yes. So I honestly think it's just like not NFC South, but give me a good football conference. Like, it could be argued that it's like Seahawks versus Rams, or 49ers versus, like, just an old school good division rivalry matchup. It's not anything like way more evenly matched than us against Bosnia. That's hands down. Think the different skill level, as it should have been, was last round. Like, that team, and what it escapes me, it was one of the African teams. I can't remember if it was Ivory Coast or Senegal or something who was beating them, and or I think it was Ghana, one of the two. But that was more of a Chiefs kind of Colts matchup, whereas this one, it's going to be a lot more closer. But I think the United States has been the better team.
One more step further. Okay, let's assume we beat Belgium tomorrow and we move to the round of 8. Us going through the rest of that gauntlet, that would be like a 7 seed winning the NCAA tournament, a 12, 16, for us to win the whole fucking thing. How would you relate that to the average sports fan?
So for us to win the whole thing?
Yeah, that would be a 16 seed winning the NCAA tournament?
Not that terrible, because a 16 seed would have been, Norway would be closer to a 16
Cape Verde.
seed winning. Yeah, Cape Verde. Yeah, that would be great. But I mean, like, I would maybe say probably a 9.
Okay.
Like, maybe anywhere, you could argue anywhere from an 8 to a 10. Not 16. Now, do I think we have a chance to win the whole thing? No, because we were talking about that yesterday. Like, oh, who are you rooting for, USA or France? I'm like, I'm always rooting for USA. But I mean, like, if you gun to my head, like, who's winning this thing? I'm cheering for France, because I just know US won't make it there. I would love for the feel-good story, but it's not miracle on ice, but it would be up there.
I don't know anything about soccer at all. I'm learning. I'm enjoying the sport, my quick time in it. But I could tell you that one of my third-party vendors located in the UK has told me since day one that France is the team. So I may have laid some money on them.
They're good.
If you told me right now who it's France or Argentina, because the big names, Germany's already out. Netherlands is usually a power player. They got knocked out. Belgium, usually one of the strong names. Brazil's out. Spain plays Portugal tomorrow. They're literally two of the host nations for the next one. Yes, Erling Haaland to me is probably the best player in the whole. It's either him or Mbappe. They're hand in hand.
So I learned everything I needed to know about FIFA in that Mexico '86 show on Netflix. Have you guys watched that?
I'm not.
I don't think I watched that one.
It's pretty good. Not only in the soccer, but you could kind of tell how shady everything is.
Well, yeah, FIFA's 100%.
This guy
shady.
goes and greases all the palms and then has all kind of stuff. Got one of the dudes drunk in a stadium full, and it's a good watch.
I like it.
It's a good watch.
It's shady as hell. But yeah, France is definitely up there because Spain's not as good as they should be. Belgium's not as good as they usually are. Germany shit the bed. It wouldn't shock me if USA wins again tomorrow. But after that, I mean, we're getting into Cinderella territory.
That leads to all right, so obviously we got to take care of business. Tomorrow before us, who should we be rooting for, Spain or Portugal? I know it's not a good option either way, but who should we be rooting for?
Portugal. Ronaldo's old, and they haven't really looked that good either. I think Spain's better defensively.
Okay.
And, we are more of a holding. We're starting to attack more, but like Balogun's awesome. He's probably the best striker we've ever had because he's not really American, if you want to make that argument.
Don't worry about that.
We never seem to produce these strikers that anything close to a Haaland and Mbappe. I think Portugal is worse defensively than Spain. Spain has the big names still, but for some reason they've been playing like crap too. But Spain's midfield's awesome. They have a lot of good defenders. They're younger than Portugal. I just think we would be better against an older team because Portugal has been shuffling their lineup. A lot of their studs are getting older. I would personally rather Portugal win.
We got some news, breaking news. Neymar has retired from international soccer as of about 5 minutes ago. I don't know him, but anybody with one name you could respect.
He used to be a stud. Yeah. I think earlier today or yesterday, Ronaldo said the same thing, that this is his last one. I thought he was going to be a 45-year-old dude trying to play longer than Messi, but he said, no, I'm out. So if he loses tomorrow, that's done. I don't know if Portugal wins and US wins, what Pierce Pete is going to do with himself because he is a Ronaldo connoisseur.
Come on. Didn't realize that.
Between Ronaldo and Zlatan, I don't know, but I think he almost named his kid Zlatan.
What?
Yeah, I know it was in the running. Yeah, Ibrahimovic, that's his dog. Him and then in the Messi Ronaldo, he's a Ronaldo guy. His son's got a little Ronaldo kit. I don't know if he's going to go with his heart or with his home.
Pierce, I love you, dude, but if you roll out a kid named Zlatan, we're gonna have to have a talk, man.
I'd be for that. I'm okay with that.
Big Z?
Big Z. Just call him Z.
Little ZP?
All right, I'm going to put y'all on the spot. Tomorrow, what we got? What's the score?
Ooh.
I'll go first. 1-1 in overtime, and then we win in the extra overtime, 2-1. 2-1 America.
I was going to say something about PKs, but I don't think my little ticker could take it if it goes there. Shame on America not having United States play on the 4th of July. Like, can you have imagined that more than the Brooklyn Bridge would have caught on fire? I'm going to say 2-1. We're going to pull it off with no extra time. 2-1.
Damien picked Belgium so that we don't do this to our country.
Yeah, I think I was going to go 2-1. I'm going to go 2-1 Belgium. I think USA's done enough. Yeah, they're out. Even though I really like them, I think we got the AAU vibes going on. Sure.
Damien, let's make a deal. If we make it, and I'm not even going to say win the tournament, if we make it to the Final Four, so that means win tomorrow and beat either Spain or Portugal, you coach an AAU basketball game in the getup that our soccer coach coaches in.
He reminds me of Russell Crowe. I could just see Russell Crowe sitting in there with the little Dickies. No, I can't do that. I would rip that shirt off.
You have to wear a wife beater under the Dickies, though. We're just the middle button.
Little known fact, I've never put on a wife beater in my entire life.
I don't know who got me into that, but there was a movement in junior high. We all wore wife beaters for some stupid reason.
Well,
I don't
look,
know.
let's be real. Of the three of us, you're the one, Tommy, who is best to wear that. You got to kind of look all right.
They were worn as undershirts. We would never walk
see.
around in just the wife beater, but like, instead of the.
But you could pull it off. We could.
I'm a big fan of muscle. I like me some tank tops.
See, I'm a pro sleeve guy. I gotta have sleeves.
Love sleeveless, and that's one of my. I cannot stand when people play basketball in full t-shirts under their jerseys. It just irks me. And now they do the long
Why?
sleeves. It's not meant to be played. Even back in the day, George Mikan had a muscle shirt on. You got to have a tank top. You could cut your sleeves off.
But listen, hear me out on this. Anytime that I could get further away from a dude's armpit, count me in.
I'm a purist at heart. Only Evansville has the right to wear sleeves, and I don't even think they do it anymore.
But you do the leg bands like the leggings? You do that?
Mm-mm.
Why did I picture to be a huge accessory guy? You're not?
He is.
I am.
He has cankles. He can't do that. He has cankles.
No, like if I were playing Go to Metabidi, we were required to wear knee pads. Yes, I would absolutely wear the low hexagon sleeves over traditional knee pads. But no, I still to this day though, I'm wearing a headband and a wristband. I have to.
Quick dad story. Kim's first year of basketball, I think 5 years old, whatever that was. Her legs were so small, couldn't fit the smallest knee pad, so we went and get shooter sleeves with the knee pad in there, and that's what she wore on her legs.
That's pretty legit.
She was swagged out. She had the Carolina Blue 11s. She had the arm bands as leg sleeves, and now she won't do that. She won't do anything close to that.
We ready to talk about some NBA while we got it?
Let's go.
We got all kinds of the trades and different things that have happened. Let's see. In the last week, Ja Morant is now a Trailblazer. LeBron is not going to be a Laker. We got Giannis, who's now with the Heat. All sorts of things happening in the sport. The Lakers are signing every white guy in the sport, which is infuriating Stephen A. Smith.
Love it.
Man. The Pelicans have done a grand total of nothing. Jaylen Brown is gone to Philadelphia. Paul George is gone to Boston. So yeah, man, the chess pieces are moving around a whole lot. Before we start diving into the Pelican stuff, what's the most impactful move? I mean, I think it's probably got to be, in my opinion, Jaylen Brown going to the 76ers. I mean, they were not happy with Paul George. He was a big fat contract. He was old. He was hurt. And then now you get like a dude, a guy who could actually play, a guy who, when Joel Embiid needs a night off, could carry your team. So I think Jaylen Brown to the 76ers is the move of the offseason. I think everybody obviously fascinated to see what LeBron's going to do, where he's going to end up. There's some people saying that he's leaning to Cleveland, but I don't know. You still hear some different things about different teams in the mix. Giannis with Miami, how's that going to work? He's with Bam. They don't have a whole lot around them. What's that going to look like? Like, the league looks a whole lot different than it did 2 weeks ago, and I'm here for it. Should be a whole lot of fun.
I heard a very interesting take on the whole LeBron situation this morning, and it wasn't a well-known person. It was just a guy, right? He was talking about how LeBron's about to pull the wool over everybody's heads because he is creating the ultimate pieces in LA and going to go back and sign for the veteran minimum to go win a championship in LA and not have to move. I thought that was a pretty interesting take. The rest of the stuff, I can't tell you another Kim story. Ja Morant apparently comes from some team that were close to the Bears. Didn't really know the team name. I said the Grizzlies. No, that's not them. Okay. Another one you mentioned, Casey, Mitchell Robinson, no longer in New York.
Yeah.
I don't know if you mentioned that. I don't know what kind of fit he is in Boston. Who was the guy that ripped his shirt off in the state championship game, went to Boston for a little bit?
Oh, Robert Williams.
Is he still there?
He's not in Boston anymore, I don't believe. I think he's actually he's in Portland with John.
I think he just signed a huge contract. What do they call him, Star-Lord or something like that?
Knowing what you know about Robert Williams, knowing what you know about Ja Morant on the same team.
It's going to be great.
Without the obvious, I think it was a little weird that Boston traded to what could be, well, maybe the Knicks, obviously now, but kind of been their number one rival in the East.
They just knocked him out.
Dishing your boy to your rival. I am fully entrenched with LA. I am waiting for Walker Kessler to pick a number. I'm a Snowtime fan now.
We knew that.
I still believe in Connect 4. So if you've tried out Walker Kessler, Luka, AR, Connect 4, insert me a European white guy here. There's talk about this was the stepping stone to them trying to go land Jokic. I don't know how they're going to do that, but if they do that.
How the fuck are they going to convince Denver to give them Jokic with what they have on their roster?
And I'm not really a huge Joker fan, but I mean, the dude's a stud.
Yeah, absolutely.
I loved Luka leaving Dallas. I told myself I'd never get a Lakers jersey as long as LeBron was there because I just can't do it. But now that he's not, it's either going to be Luka or Walker Kessler that I got to get a jersey next year.
Robert Williams signed a 3-year deal with Portland, 3 years, $44 million, nicknamed the Time Lord.
Time Lord, that's it.
Look, I didn't even mention Kawhi traded back to Toronto, Brandon Ingram going to the Clippers. So, yeah, man, all of the chess pieces are moving around.
This is an interesting signing. You're talking about having a young nucleus that the Spurs had, obviously went to the finals, contended for that. Kind of under the radar, they signed Tobias Harris. Kind of joked that he was the guy that don't pass the ball in Detroit. But that's an interesting signing. I think he would fit well in there, bringing a veteran in to show people how not to pass the ball.
Look, dude, he is going to be to them what Harrison Barnes was supposed to be. But Harrison Barnes was just washed and just couldn't do it anymore. He's going to be able to spread the floor. Tobias Harris, like, here's the thing. People gave him shit when he was making $35, $40, $50 million a year because they were expecting him to be like a first or second option. When he's your fourth or fifth dude, like, you could live with that. I think that's big. And look, another thing that San Antonio did that I think is awesome, they got a really young head coach. We saw it. Kind of some panic moments a little bit. Billy Donovan going to be his lead assistant. I love that too. If I were going into next season, I think that the Spurs are probably the favorites to win it all.
Don't sleep in my Sixers, man. Sixers got a young core with some veteran talent on the outside. They're going to be tough.
De'Aaron Fox needs to fix his game because he's fell off. I mean, I know it's probably injuries and stuff like that, but he was just a dude in Sacramento.
Just take him out. Put Harper in.
He was supposed to be one of the Keystones, and now
Keith Stone
Light. You know what? Put Keith Stone in L.A. Slot him into 3. We'll be all right. I say we. Hey, look, you see, I'm already on board. I'm calling him we.
Well, I'm having to have those difficult conversations with myself because I think my least favorite athlete is about to be joining forces with my favorite athlete. So let's talk about it. Where's LeBron going to end up? So the agent said Philadelphia, Miami, Cleveland, Denver,
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Hey, I signed LeBron for vet minimum. I think it was $50,000 a year in NBA 2K21. So possible.
What am I going to do, dude? Like, he's going to be with Cleveland. I'm going to have to become one of those LeBron marks for a year.
I thought he was supposed to go to Golden State with Anthony Davis.
They said that's done. They said that Golden State's not trading for Anthony Davis.
Oh, okay.
Who the hell would have won Anthony Davis?
Right. LeBron, apparently.
Apparently, LeBron loves him because he's the only person that's hurt more than him, so he doesn't have to overshadow him.
Y'all, you know the thing that's given me a migraine the most about this is that the report that said that Cleveland's the favorite for LeBron said that they are intentionally leaving a roster spot open knowing that they have to trade for Bronny.
He gave his kid some bucks, man. He got him in the NBA, got him re-signed, and then he left. What a good dad.
Like, how could you say you're serious about making a run for it whenever you're saving a roster spot to have a dude who shouldn't even be in the NBA?
I thought the other kid was supposed to be good, and he's just camped out at Arizona. Is he waiting for him to come to the league too before he retires?
Why don't they all just go play at LSU? They all have college eligibility.
Bro, if it was not possible for me to hate Will Wade anymore, like, what are you doing?
I love it.
Just to be a dick. I mean, yes. I could almost appreciate
shouldn't you
it.
Like it? I was about to say, shouldn't you like him because of that?
He's literally coached the 2 worst schools for anything doing with me. NC State and fucking LSU.
He 100% said, I got my LSU job back. The NCAA, you guys, you took this from me. I'm going to troll the fuck out of you, and I'm going to break and bend every single rule.
I don't say break. He didn't break.
Yeah, just bending. Very, very tightly bending every rule where he's got professional basketball players galore on his roster. 25, 26-year-old dudes. You really think that the 25-year-old guard that they signed, you think that dude's going to biology class? Biology 1001?
He probably can't even spell biology.
It's a great experiment. I'll give that.
And it's going to work.
You're going to be good?
It's going to work. Yeah, they're going to be good. Dude, they're a fucking professional basketball team.
I know some people who were quote unquote professional basketball players.
Dudes who like played in the France league or, in the Euro league in Spain, They're going to be able to muscle dudes who play for Vanderbilt. Like, come on, man. Like, they're going to be good.
By your own account, North Carolina should be awesome next year too, because they got these 2 Greek studs that nobody ever heard about.
Nobody's bitching about that.
Do you want to know why North Carolina's going to be good? Because they don't have fucking Hubert Davis anymore. Like, just that alone.
Yeah, fair enough.
Solid assessment.
Very, very good. Very good, Mr. Mack.
Oh, yeah. Y'all want to talk about Blue Boot? Damien is planning to stiff Tommy and not go fishing this
I
year.
am not.
Damien's going to show up. He's going to go have to buy Casey a fucking hover round or something, knowing him on Wednesday night.
That rodeo, I would be on an electric something.
Dude, if you roll in the Grand now in a
Bruh, we could put you on the fish winch that they pick up the fish
motorized
with.
wheelchair and a neck brace, that would be phenomenal.
Tommy, I am not getting in the fish winch, dude.
No, not in the basket, but we can hold you up, put you wherever you need to go. We can even put you on the second floor deck by the bar, and you could be all right. We can have a little a catch and cook. There you go.
The woman said 6 to 8 weeks. This is feeling like 6 to 8 months at this point with the plans you guys got for me.
Yeah, let's chat about Blue Boot. What is that this weekend? Tommy, what's the plans? I know I got a general idea.
Our plans or the plans for Blue Boot?
We'll go our plans, turn that into Blue Boot.
Our plans officially begin Wednesday evening because we are officially, allegedly, we are headed offshore Monday morning.
Monday morning, like tomorrow?
Wow. Thursday morning.
Yeah, I was wondering. I said, what the hell is he talking about?
Had a long
So that
week.
wouldn't be you won't be allowed to weigh those fish, Tommy.
We are not bending the Blue Boot rules.
Well, I thought you were implicating yourself there.
So we are fully utilizing our fishing only Thursday day. We'll be departing not from Fouchon, so directly from the Sand Dollar Holler. We'll be headed out. We'll go fishing, overnight charter trip, come back Friday, recuperate, shower, cook some of our fish. The lovely Nicholas Lewis will be having a catch and cook. And so whatever we catch, he'll turn into some delicacies for us. I think Friday, Cajun Ninja is doing a big jambalaya, and they also do their cornhole stuff, which obviously we're not huge fans of. But there's drinking involved. So we will go heckle and drink Friday night. And then Saturday, we'll probably go pop around the bay and the beach and maybe try to just catch some specks or some reds or what have you, and see if we could stay on the board all Saturday.
Corey Sabio may have something to say about that.
Yeah, and the Grease Monkeys, and
I got it at plus 175 that you guys are on the board when it's all finished. Think that's good? Fair odds?
Wouldn't be the first time.
we've been on and we've been this close twice. So
Oh, yeah.
right there. My goal this weekend, and Damien will probably be right along with me, is I just need to catch a dolphin fish, because the dolphin fish is also known as mahi mahi. And then as soon as we catch it, we could do the free mahi.
We're not freeing it.
Exactly. No, I'm going to eat that thing raw through the skin.
I'm more hoping for a grouper. The eyes freak me out, and that's what I want to catch.
Big eyes, nice fucking fish though. I'm a little pumped because apparently our captain partakes in cooking dinner right before or right when it gets dark. So we ain't got to worry about Billy Goat cheese ham sandwiches spoiling in the underhead compartment.
No 6 milligrams in this year for you.
Have any of you boys ever caught a tarpon?
No, we were talking about that the other day, because you pretty much have to go to Florida to catch tarpon, but that's our fish. It doesn't really make sense.
Well, I mean, just last week, the governor was told that they're endangered, and he was like, nah, fuck it. I'm not putting them on the protected list. So doesn't look like it's going to get any better.
Governor's starting to
good.
piss me off.
Starting?
I would like to catch a grouper. I would love to catch another swordfish. We caught one last year, but we couldn't put it in the boat because it wasn't a category. I still don't think it is. I'm a little excited. We'll see. We'll see who sells out. We'll see who shows up, and we'll go from there.
You're going to have perfect attendance this year.
I did see that, and of course we know I'm setting ourselves up for failure. Thursday is the best weather day of the whole entire week.
It is supposed to get pretty shitty on the back end.
Yes, it's supposed to be shitty on Wednesday afternoon. It's supposed to be shitty on Saturday afternoon. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that holds up.
Well, I'll probably be in a basketball gym Saturday afternoon, so that'll be awesome.
The Group Chat Podcast.
Being that Nick will never join us virtually, ever.
Never.
Why? He can't go for another day?
We're going to go play a little game here real quick. It is buy, sell, trade. And being that we're just coming off the 4th of July, let's go 4th of July foods. We have 3. We have hot dogs, a.k.a. glizzies. We have hamburgers, and we have barbecue ribs. And yesterday, totally jumped everything that we talked about on the hockey puck hamburgers. My dad threw them on the grill. They look good. I got me a medium burger. It wasn't a hockey puck. I wasn't disappointed in my selection. So to go over, buy, sell, trade, you got to pick one for everyone. We got hot dogs, hamburgers, and ribs. Does anybody want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. All right. Well, yeah. If we got the right chef, I'm going hamburger one, but it's not going to be a hockey puck. So that's going to be what I'm going to buy, and then I'm going to trade the ribs because I feel like ribs are something I could get a lot of value for. I think I could get a couple of first round picks for some ribs, and then I'm going to sell the glizzies.
See, I wasn't even going the value of the trade. That's a good observation right there.
Like I feel like I could get a lot of macaroni from somebody for some ribs.
I had 0 sides. I was impressed with myself. But Aaron did make a Fiesta corn dip. That was pretty solid.
That sounds good.
Partake in that, but it wasn't until I got home. I'm going to go opposite of you, Casey. I am going to buy the ribs strictly because when I got home last night, I don't know if you guys follow Big Hoss. He is a Lafayette cook guy. He did these ribs on the smoker. They look fantastic. I'm all about that. I'm going to trade the burgers because I feel like that is a good value outside of our group. I think that's like the number one selection overall for folks. And I'm going to be like you. I'm going to sell the glizzies. I feel like they're a little overrated on 4th of July. I feel like it's something you just have to do.
Yep.
So not real big into the hot dogs.
I am going to, same thing, sell the glizzies because I think no matter where, no matter what the conditions, somebody will be willing to buy a hot dog. I do love a good hot dog, but no, I'm just like, hey, I need food in my body. Give me a hot dog. And we'll go from there. I'm going to trade the ribs because unless we're talking McRib, I think ribs are overrated. I'm just not a rib guy. Heard that apparently Arby's and Shake Shack has rib sandwiches now, so I need to venture out and expand my rib horizons. But I'm trading those because I think they are always overrated, and I could get some maybe some sausage or some boudin back in return. And then I'm going to buy the burgers because I think no matter what, case in point, yesterday we grilled. I mean, just a plain basic ass cheeseburger from the grill. Doesn't even need to have barbecue sauce on it. They pull it off right before, and it's just my go-to. Just give me a burger, and I'm good for another 18 beers.
Do y'all understand the burger slander we did last year on our July 4th food show?
Because some of them could be really bad, but I think we all have good burger chefs in our family.
Rory got the burgers down. Like the low cheap Walmart burgers, he brings that in, cooks that up, and makes that into a gourmet.
He reinvents that. I don't know.
Yep.
It's gold.
There's nothing that's more of a nightmare than when you get the one that's been sitting there for like 30, 45 minutes. It's shriveled up. It doesn't even fit on a bun. And it's just like, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's jet black. And
Not
yeah,
seasoned.
it's horrible. It's like biting into a piece of charcoal.
It goes into a meatball.
Yeah.
And then in the middle is just like eating a brick.
Yeah, there's nothing I hate worse than your bun circumference being bigger than your burger circumference. And then you're like, nope.
Your first 4 bites is just nothing but bread.
Uneventful showing yesterday. Joey Chestnut.
Yeah, he's kind of washed, man.
But still, nobody really came close to him at all.
Yeah, so it was admittedly the first time I didn't watch any hot dog contests in probably the last 20 years. Some dude only ate like 6 or 7. How did he get in the contest? Was he a Make-A-Wish kid?
Thank you.
Like, I could do that.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you're in the competition doing something that I could do, you shouldn't be there.
You're not pulling double-digit dogs. Like, get out of there. I saw Badlands Booker set a world record for chugging a gallon of lemonade.
Did you see the person that lemonade exited their body after the competition? And Badlands had to be like, hey, bro, go to the side. You're puking on the crowd.
Well, I didn't see that.
I'm gonna be watching the Nathan's reruns as soon as we get off because I missed some.
I'm not seeing the 6 person.
Somebody only ate like 6 or 7.
The last person was your boy Crazy Legs Conti. 10 and a half hot dogs and buns.
Okay, so he barely broke my threshold.
Dude, can y'all imagine though? Like all bullshit aside, it was like 100 degrees yesterday. Can you imagine putting 66 of them things in you in 100-degree heat with the sun beating down? That must be miserable.
I couldn't do it in ideal weather.
Oh yeah, 100%. But dude, with the heat being an element, you must feel terrible when that's over.
What would be the DTB item for a July 4th eating contest?
Probably boudin.
Would it
We
be
could go
boudin? Boudin, no bun? That would be a lot of memes and GIFs for the rest of our lives if we just
There's
shoveled
not
boudin.
many like DTB specific foods on 4th of July. It's just
Yeah, because I was
regular.
thinking maybe a crawfish, but then you gotta like the crawfish better be peeled because then it's the skill thing about how
Yeah, but
fast you
not
get them
for
out
4th
the
of
shell.
July. It's
Yeah,
you're
I
out
know.
of season.
I was thinking eating contest at first, but then I was like, okay, well, if we're doing 4th of July,
So they did seafood gumbo in La Rose, and Chestnut said he hated it. He actually came. They did the competition at the Civic Center, and he won. But he said anything with grains in it, like he said, the rice was making him want to throw up. So he
Yeah,
said
I'm
it's
sure it
got to be
expands.
something solid. He said that, like, look, dude, he actually came on the Sports Corner, and he told me after the competition, he said the gumbo was delicious. He said, but I hate doing anything with rice because it's too hard to swallow.
Some rice. So official results: Joey Chestnut officially at 66, Patrick Bertatelli 51, James Webb 47.5, and Nick Weary, probably my second favorite guy, 45.5. Hot
happened
dogs
to,
and buns.
Ultimate Warrior, he's not doing it anymore. Tim Eater
X. I didn't see him get announced. Look, hey, credit to the guy that does the announcing.
He's the best.
He has no script. He just goes off the dome. Very impressive.
Look, for anybody who's ever been to a Major League Eating event, that's a full day affair. And what you get for like the first 1 or 2 hours while waiting is that dude rapping. Literally. He is on the stage rapping.
He announces like what everybody's known for. Eating some of the stuff that they eat is ridiculous. And the amounts
Yeah, like
of
the
that.
Rocky Mountain Oyster Champion, I think is Bertatelli. That Bertatelli dude's like, I watched him when he was like 16. Now he's like, what, probably 28. I don't know. He's like getting up there though. They all find their obscure, like the Acme Oyster Eating Champions, like the Black Widow chick. I think she ate like 50 dozen or something stupid.
Bro, and what's crazy is that, like, I always assumed that, all right, Chestnut is just down for a month after this. But they were saying on the broadcast yesterday, he's got a fucking competition Saturday somewhere else. So, like, the rollover time is not nearly as much as we think it is. He does whatever he does to get this shit out of his system. And then, like, next Saturday, he's on a stage somewhere else eating, like, I don't know, gingerbread houses or something. He's doing a completely different contest. It's crazy.
I'm trying to see the lemonade chugging thing.
Oh,
He did it in like 20 seconds.
How much you have to drink?
A gallon.
One gallon. A gallon. Jeez, 20.42 seconds.
He found the Das Boot air angle bubble and just he was like in a little dancing rhythm. I was like, this dude, but he's the chug champion of everything.
Yeah, he's got a whole channel devoted to just him chugging different stuff.
Even that, like, we all know when we drink just a little bit too much water, we know how much that hurts and how a gallon, dude, that's nuts.
We were either in high school or college. They had that Glutton Bowl show that came out where they would just drop random shit from the sky into this huge bowl, and that's what you had to eat. So I watched it. I mean, it was almost like Orange Chef, but it was like Fat Chef. And one time the thing was fucking mayonnaise. Sorry, our mayonnaise for my people down. And when I tell you, I've never really been grossed out by eating, but that they were literally just shoveling it in with a spatula.
Was it
Just
Blue Plate?
taking mayonnaise. No, I don't think. I think it was either Hellman's or Duke's.
Dukes is way overrated. That's what everybody loves. It's way overrated.
Dude, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do mine as in bulk. I could barely do just little bits and pieces of it here and there.
That's why I can't take the that's good shit guy seriously. He always hypes up Dukes.
Anything named Duke.
If you're a Duke mayonnaise guy, I'm not with you.
Care how good your little 75 mayonnaise and sour cream dips are. You put Dukes in it, you lost me.
You ready to go watch soccer?
Yeah, let's go watch soccer. I'm going to go get some cereal and milk in the belly. What's the best cereal and milk, guy?
It's either Rice Krispie Treats, Cookie Crisp, or Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I got 2 of the 3.
I'll go Frosted Flakes. I'm an old school guy, but I did see a recipe. This lady opened 2 Rice Krispie Treats, cut the exact square of her ice cream and put the ice cream between the 2 Rice Krispies. That's got to be so good.
Everything about that sounds good.
Vacation time, I'm getting all of that just to make that.
Well, I think it's going to be Rice Krispie treats and milk in just a second there, about it.
That, and then Cookie Crisp.
I'm a Cookie
And
Crisp
then,
guy.
you know what? I'm partial to Cocoa Puffs now, only because they make great toppings on espresso martinis.
Give me a
Just
good Cookie
throwing it out
Crisp in the old commercial voice. Give me a good.
Was it the robber? Cookie Crisp.
Very
That's
good.
going to be the opening to this spot.
I figured it might be.
I didn't remember that. It was a little dude. Wasn't he stealing it? Wasn't he a bandit?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think he was jacking it. Yeah.
That's what I remember.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for listening. Sorry we couldn't go live. We're going to get some of our remote stuff ironed out. And look, I'm not completely immobile. We'll be able to get back in the studio and make some things happen. So for
Make Nick show up.
That's exactly right. Mr. Botto in River Ridge, Mr. St. Pierre in his home office. This is Casey Just Clear signing off. Y'all be good. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. And y'all God bless.
The Group Chat Podcast.
Boot up, let it in. Pull up a chair, we're back again. New takes, new jokes, fresh on the feed. Every hot